Hi, welcome to live stream yoga with Louise. Tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. Today we are playing with a very small set of punchy, powerful exercises, and you are going to be preferably needing three props today: a hand towel, a short TheraBand, and a ring toner. We are going to be doing a set on one side of the body, and then we'll be flipping over and we'll be activating the second side of the body. Intermittently, we are going to be using our props, the towel, the TheraBand, and the ring toner to just bump things up a little bit more. As always, play where you're comfortable, modify when you need to, rest when you need to. You ready? Let's hit the mat. We're going to begin today's practice on the side of the body. Make your way down. Assume a low to the mat position using your bottom arm as a long or a bent pillow. Bend and stack your legs, lining up your heels on the same axis as your spine, and we'll begin with the working clam line, opening and squeezing shut the top knee. Pretend that there's a ball, a tennis ball on the inside of your bottom knee, and you're squeezing into that ball every time the top knee comes down. Then find your way onto the elbow of the bottom arm. Assume a neutral position, either protracted or retracted. And you're going to relax your top hand on your thigh, or you're going to challenge yourself by tucking the hand behind your head and keeping your elbow tracking towards the sky. We're going to drop down into the shoulder joint and slowly press away. Drop down, press away. We're going to end in the press away position, and then you're going to start to play with the top arm. You're going to drop the elbow, you're going to rotate your trunk as far as you can, as if you were trying to tap that elbow to the floor. And then you're going to open back up to your neutral position with the elbow stacking over the shoulder. Rinse and repeat, nice and slow. Keeping your navel drawn in throughout. We're going to end in the neutral position, and then you're going to lean your elbow behind your shoulder line and back 3 times. Strong through that bottom shoulder, so don't collapse once you've pushed away. Now let's clip the last 2 movement patterns together. You're going to give me 1 thoracic rotation and 1 lean behind the shoulder line, and we're shooting for roughly 5 repeats, keeping your navel drawn in and that bottom shoulder strong. So once you've pressed away from the mat, you're keeping that position on the bottom shoulder. Let's do 1 more, then we're going to find our way from here into a seated frame, and we're going to start to reach for some of our props. We're going to begin with the towel. So I'd like you to modify today with a towel behind your back, because we're going to come down really slow, and I want you to have sufficient padding to support the back. You're going to reach for your TheraBand. You're going to loop it around whichever leg was on top when you were climbing out. You're going to loop your TheraBand around that foot. I've got a medium intensity band, but you can go lighter or heavier. And you're going to create a fair amount of tension on the TheraBand. So I want you to start with it relatively taut. You're going to have a nice tall seat, and you're going to lift the leg. Take a big breath in. We're coming into a slow, agonizingly slow roll down. So you're going to start to hollow out your belly, coming into C curve, and you're going to peel down uber slowly, 1 vertebra at a time, trying to load through the abs, looking in. You're going to end in an A-line stretch with your working leg looking up towards the sky. Inhale to prep. Exhale to peel up just as slowly. So I want you to try to feel each little line of your 6-pack. And we're shooting for between 3 to 5 repeats. Coming down as slowly as we can and remembering to look in and find that shrimp-like frame with our belly. Find your rhythm. And as you start to find the movement, focus on trying to keep the weight on the left and the right side of your spine, connecting and disconnecting from the mat equally. So try not to favor your stronger side. Let's shoot for one more. End in a seat and feed the loop out from beneath your foot and just slide your padding out, but keep it close at hand. We're going to grasp the TheraBand between the two hands, giving ourselves not too wide a distance between the two hands, and I want you to tug out and keep the tug out once you've found it. So we keep pulling out, arms are working, and you're going to find a single leg lift on your working side, which is the leg that was on top when you were lying on the side of the body. To make that lift happen, pull up along your quad and your lower abs. Then big breath in. You're going to nod your chin to your chest. You're going to come into a full roll down, and you're going to allow the roll down to take you into a deep U hold. Drawing your legs into table so you've got a nice U frame. You're going to keep head and shoulders off the mat for a moment. And then you're going to release head and shoulders to mat, and you're going to draw the knees up so that they're tapping against the TheraBand. You're going to extend one leg away and then switch, tapping into the TheraBand with one knee, and you're going to keep tugging out on that TheraBand so the arms are working the whole time. Now double up. Bend to tap, extend to reach. Transition, extend the legs, extend your arms, but still tug out. You're going to find a scissor pattern, tapping one shin onto the TheraBand and dropping the other leg away. Your drop zone could be a quarter way, halfway, or all the way, just shy of the mat. Keep tugging out on that TheraBand. Stay here or double up. Tapping the TheraBand at the same time with both legs, and then dropping away from the TheraBand and finding the drop range that works for you. Last one. Hug in, release the TheraBand, place it one side where you can easily reach for it, and just give yourself a little cradle rock side to side. Use that cradle rock to roll over and sit yourself up in your original position. Low to the mat, bottom arm long and extended, be coming back into a clam line. This time we'll make it a diamond clam. As you open your top knee, you lift both feet, find a diamond, and then close it. Keeping belly to spine throughout. You're going to end grounded, and you're going to press up into a neutral shoulder line on the bottom arm. Top hand relaxed on your thigh, or hand tucked behind the head, elbow to sky. You're going to lift your bottom hip off the mat. You're going to keep it off the mat. You're going to focus not on your hip, but on the shoulder. You're going to collapse, and you're going to come back 3 times. You're going to end pressed away. You're going to keep that press away on the bottom shoulder, and we're going to play with the top arm. Find a thoracic rotation, shooting for 3 repeats, starting at the neutral line, and then starting to rotate as you drop your elbow towards the floor, keeping your navel drawn in throughout. End at the neutral line, and then reach behind it and back to neutral 3 times. Now clip the last 2 movement patterns together. 1 thoracic rotation and 1 lean behind the neutral line. And we're shooting for 5 repeats. Last one, we're going to find our way from here to the seated frame. You're going to reach for your towel prop. You're going to place it in position behind your back. And this time, same working leg, we're going to reach for the ring instead of the TheraBand. We're going to lasso our working foot. We're going to find a nice tall seat, and on an exhale, you know where you're going to. You're going to roll down, articulating down, finding that C-curve frame, and trying to come down as agonizingly slowly as you can. So you're really loading through those abs, and you're shooting for anywhere between 3 to 5 repeats, setting a rhythm that works for you. Play where you're comfortable, but make sure that you are bringing the weight down evenly on both sides of the spine, and that you're really connecting to each little wicket of your six-pack as you roll down and as you peel back up. We're going to end in a seated frame. We're going to feed the ring out from behind our working leg. We're going to flip it, and we're going to place our palms on the outside padded portion, and we're going to do a soft pressing. We're not trying to change the shape of the ring toner, but we are giving ourselves an active press so that the arms are working. We're going to play with the same working leg. You're going to give me a lift, and then you're going to V out to the side and retrace your path back. So lift to V, and then retrace. Then big breath in, you're going to move your prop out, and you're going to give me a full roll down to come into the U hold. So as soon as your lower back touches the mat, draw your legs into the table, and then flip the ring, and keep that press, but drop your elbows. You're going to tap the ring toner to your knees, you're going to ground head and shoulders, or you're going to challenge yourself, and you're going to float head and shoulders as you come into your single leg stretch. Tapping one knee into the ring and stretching, reaching through the other. Double up. Find your scissor pattern, extending the legs and maybe the ring. You're tapping the ring maybe to the shin now as you find a scissoring drop pattern through the legs. Keep your head and shoulders floating or ground them. Double up, tapping the legs simultaneously and dropping them simultaneously. One more. Then reconnect to the mat. Place the ring tone on one side. Give yourself a little cradle rock. Then roll over onto your working side, finding your first position on the mat, which was in that stacked low position. And this time we are going to change the frame of the legs. So we're going to keep the top leg bent. We're going to extend the top leg, relaxing your ankle and your foot to the inseam of the bottom leg and tapping knee to floor. You're going to open up. You're going to drop down through that top knee, pretending that there's a tennis ball on the floor and you're squeezing that knee into the tennis ball every time you come down. So it's not just a passive drop and plop. Make that leg work. Last one. All right, look at the frame of your legs and now let's change it. So we're going to bend the bottom and we're going to extend the top. You're going to press up into a neutral shoulder line on the bottom arm. Hand relaxed on your thigh or hand tucked behind the head. We are going to lift our hip off the floor and we're going to focus on the shoulder, not the hip. We're going to drop and press away. Drop and press away. We're going to end in the press away position. We're going to find our thoracic rotation for 3. We're going to find our lean for 3. And then we're going to combine the thoracic rotation and the lean for 5. Then find your way from here to a tall seat, reaching for your towel as you assist. And this time we are going to be rolling down freestyle. So sans TheraBand or ring, you're going to bend your working leg and you're going to find purchase behind the line of your leg. So interlacing the hands softly or just loosely cupping around the leg, either above the knee line or below the knee line, but we want to have the leg extended, no bend. So don't hold on to the back of the knee or you're going to start to bend without realizing that you're doing it. All right, we're going to roll it down as slowly as we can, connecting to the mat equally on the left and the right side, and rolling back up. Trying to keep your floating leg as extended as you can. So trying not to bend at the knee. Pretend you're wearing a brace and that's preventing you from bending the knee. And if you can't make a tight basket behind the leg, just hold on to the side of the thighs as you roll down and as you roll back up. Shoot for between 3 to 5 reps. Coming down nice and slowly, and then peeling back up nice and slowly. Let's do one more. Then move your padding out. You're going to take a big breath in On an exhale, you're going to roll it down. You're going to find your way into your deep U hold. You're going to press your palms lightly into your knees. You're going to keep head and shoulders off, or you're going to grab them. Find your way into your single leg stretch, tapping one knee in towards the corresponding palm every time you come here. So you're working with resistance. Double up. Find your way into a longer leg line and be looking for a scissor with a tap into the shin on the incoming leg. We're going to double up, tapping and dropping in unison. Then reconnect head and shoulders to mat. Draw your knees in and cradle rock your lower back side to side. Use that side to side rocking motion to roll onto the side of the body. Bend your bottom leg, extend the top, and press up into, let's call this a modified gate line. Sole of the right foot pressed right up against the seam of the left leg. We're going to reach for that TheraBand. You're going to loop it around your extended leg. You're going to start with a fair amount of tension on the TheraBand as you sit up nice and tall, and then you're going to increase the tension by bending your elbows, tracking them wide, and coming into a soft forward fold, taking nose, gently traveling towards your knee. Don't fight the stretch. Just comfortably come down as far as your back would like to play right now, and then hold it there. Focusing on your breath, take your inhales to your lower back every time, and look for a softening there. And we're holding for roughly 30 seconds. Then peel back up and change legs. Lassoing your foot once you're in position, and then finding your fold. Then peel back up. We're going to run through that little circuit that we just fashioned, but now we're going to be favoring the second side. So make your way down onto your body, bending and stacking your legs, and find the first climb line that we played with. Second leg is going to be favored this time. Remembering to squeeze the knee down into that imaginary tennis ball every time you drop the top knee. Bend in the stack line and press up onto the bottom elbow, starting in a neutral shoulder line. You are going to drop, top hand tucked behind your head, my bad. We're going to drop, we're going to press away. So you're looking for that control. We're going to end pressed away. We're going to hold that line as we find our thoracic rotation on the top arm. Then we're going to lean away behind the shoulder line and back for 3. Then we're going to clip the thoracic rotation and that lean. And we're going to repeat 5 times. Strong through that bottom shoulder, not collapsing once you found that press away position. We're going to find our way from here into a tall seat, remembering to grab your padding and place it behind your back. Working leg is going to be the leg that was on top, which should be leg number 2 if you correctly set up. We're going to lasso that leg, or rather that foot, without TheraBand. Make sure that we've got sufficient padding on the mat so that we can come down uber slowly and focus on our abs. And you're going to begin to find your roll down pattern when you're ready. Coming down nice and slow, making sure that you're coming down evenly on both sides of the spine. Shooting for 3 to 5 repeats, depending on your speed of execution. But I want you to slow down and almost think slow motion, shutter for shutter frame coming down. Set a pace that makes sense for you. Bend in a tall seat, feed the TheraBand out and move your padding out of the way. Working leg is still going to be the leg that was on top. You're going to tug out, keep that tension on the TheraBand, be coming into a single leg lift. Keep your seat nice and tall. Then ground to roll down, taking it into a deep U hold, tapping your knees to the tight towards TheraBand, and then transition into a single leg stretch. Let's do head and shoulders on the mat for the first set. And focus on the arms and the tap. Double up. Then find an extended leg line, maybe floating the TheraBand a little bit higher and tapping to your shin bone as you find a drop range that suits you. Double up. Keep tugging out on that TheraBand, don't allow it to go slack. Find your way into a tuck. Release the TheraBand, place it one side, give yourself a little cradle rock. Use that cradle rock to roll over onto the side of the body and assume your first stacked position on the mat. We're coming into a diamond clam, so you're going to open the knee, lift both feet, find the diamond frame, and then return. Belly to spine throughout. You're going to aim back in your stacked leg position. You're going to press up into a neutral shoulder line on the bottom arm, elbow tracking underneath your armpit, top hand tucked behind your head. We're going to lift the hip off the floor. We're going to focus on the shoulder, not the hip. You're going to collapse into the shoulder and press away 3 times with control. You're going to end in the press away position. You're going to start to rotate on the top arm for 3. You're going to find a back lean for 3. Then you're going to combine your rotation and your back lean for 5. Watch that bottom shoulder. Last one, then we're going to find our way to a supported seat frame. So remember to reach for your padding and just tuck it behind you as you come to your seat. Working leg is still the leg that was on top. Alrighty, we're going to lasso that foot with the ring turner. We're going to sit up nice and tall, and then we're going to come down, finding that seat curve, using it to bleed down nice and slow. Shutter for shutter. Remember your rule, where your eyes go, your neck goes, your back goes. So keep looking in towards your belly button line as you're trying to find that C-curve frame, both on the down and on the up. We're going to end in the seat. We're going to feed our padding out. We're going to flip the ring so that the outside padded portion is available for pressing. And we're going to play with the same working leg. A lift and a V out, and then a retrace to ground. Keep that light press into the ring. Then let's come into a U-hold. So we're going to roll it down. We're going to tap ring to thighs, softening through the elbows, trying to keep the chest and the head lift, or regrounding to the mat. We're going to find our single leg stretch. Be careful that you don't whack your nose with the edge of the ring toner, so work carefully. If you don't find you don't have space, maybe rather drop head and shoulders to mat. Just remember, anatomically, our bodies are all different. Let's see if we can double up. Then extend the legs, extend the ring, and start to find a scissor pattern, tapping one shin to the ring each time. Let's see if we can double up. Last one. Place the ring one side, find a little cradle rock. Use the cradle rock to roll over onto your side, assuming your first position on the mat, and then we'll change the leg line. So we're going to extend bottom, we're going to keep the top bent, And we're just going to relax the side of our foot and the ankle to the inside of the top leg. We're going to tap the knee to the floor. And then we're going to open towards the sky. And we're going to retap, imagining that tennis ball on the floor and squeezing into it with the top knee on the downstroke. Keeping belly to spine throughout. Last one. We're going to change the leg line. So we're going to extend the bottom, then the bottom, extend the top. We're going to press up onto the bottom elbow, assuming a neutral shoulder line, top hand tucked behind your head. You're going to lift your hip off the floor, then you're going to focus on the shoulder, bottom shoulder, not the hip. You're going to collapse, you're going to press away. We're going to end pressed away. We're going to hold that line while we rotate through the top arm. Then from your neutral line, you're going to lean back and return 3 times. Then clip the 2 together for 5. Find your way to a tall seat. Reach for your padding. Place it in position. Alrighty, we're going to use our hands this time to cup behind the thigh, either above or below the knee line, but remember extended leg wherever you decide to hold. Big breath in, you're going to peel down with control, looking to reinforce that C-curve frame on the down as well as on the up. Find your rhythm, work with your breath, think shutter for shutter, one nodule of the spine, one rib at a time, connecting and then disconnecting. Let's do one more. Then we'll use the padding behind the back. Same working leg. You're going to float the arms. So arms are either on the floor or they're reaching out in front of you. You're going to pretend that you've got a little tennis ball on either side of your legs. You're going to jump over and back, and we're going to find an alternating pattern. Alright, let's roll it down. Let's find our way into that U hold with a press into the tops of our thighs. We're going to transition into a single leg stretch with a tap on the incoming leg. Head and shoulders off or head and shoulders on. Transition, double up. Alright, you're going to extend the leg line, slide your hands up a little bit higher, and you're going to find a scissor pattern with a tap into your shin. Double up. Reconnect head and shoulders to mat. Give yourself a little cradle rock. Use the cradle rock to roll onto your side, bend your bottom leg, extend your top, and find your way into that gate line, reaching for your ring toner at the same time. Find your seat. Loop the foot of your extended leg with the ring toner. We're going to grab the ring toner overhand, and you're going to fold forward, bending your elbows and thinking of drawing your nose a little bit closer towards your extended leg line this time. And we're going to hold for roughly 30 seconds, creating lots of tension with that ring. Sit up nice and tall, and then change legs. Taking a moment to just set your frame up, and then when you're ready, lasso that sucker. All right, ready to play? You're going to find your wide tracking elbows. You're going to use them to pull your nose closer towards your leg line. Just watch that you don't whack your nose or your teeth on the ring toner. Dental work is expensive. Then breathe back up into a nice tall seat. Place your ring tone on one side and just find your way into a gentle butterfly line, bringing the soles of your feet together, allowing for wide knees. Maybe scooching in and walking your perineum closer to your heels. Maybe you'd like to find a bind around the feet or around the ankles. Drawing up on the feet, drawing down on the knees, lengthening through the spine, dropping down through the bum bones, melting your shoulders, growing your neck. This is where we'll end our practice for today. Thank you so much for making the time to come and play and work. Till next time, keep it light.